It's been a hot socialist summer for Democrats, and common sense is taking a vacation. Let's start with the socialist upset in Colorado. There's a resurfaced clip going around of congressional candidate Milat Kiros demanding reparations.
One of the things that brought me into starting my PhD program was finally coming to the realization that we were never really going to be able to tackle white supremacy in the way that we need to without reparations. There's anti-Blackness within the Black community as well. And, being able to understand all of these things, I think, is going to be the first step that's necessary before we're able to actually meaningfully fight for reparations. But I do not think we can get any kind of meaningful change without reparations.
And over in Michigan, far-left phony physician Abdul El-Sayed and moderate Congresswoman Haley Stevens duked it out in a debate last night, where Sayed had a lot to say about abolishing ICE, but no alternative solutions to offer.
If not ICE, how could we deal with the estimated millions of people in this country that didn't come through the proper channels?
ICE is not about immigration. ICE is not about the southern border. ICE is about normalizing paramilitary force on our streets. I've been clear that you can't reform ICE. You can't retrain ICE. You have to abolish ICE.
Sorry, Dana, you feel strongly.
Well, there was this one thing where Kiros says, the reason I started my PhD program is because she cares about... No, she got fired from a New York law firm because of a whole anti-Israel thing. And so what do you do when you get fired? You have a couple of options. You could try to find another job, or you could go to school. And so many of these DSA candidates have this in common. Okay, and then you have all these Democrat socialists talking about white supremacy, and then the camera pans to the audience, and it's all older white ladies. If you look at the statistics, in this city in particular, when we just had the primary, the Black and brown neighborhoods did not vote for the DSA candidate. It was the white neighborhoods that did. And so the whole idea that it's white supremacy, and that's what, forget it. Also, Haley Stevens in Michigan is being called a moderate. It sort of just depends on your definition. So she has a 94% progressive record. What is the difference maker between her and Sayed that is the real difference maker that matters to Democrats that are voting in this primary? It's Israel and AIPAC. That is the only thing. And that goes back to, again, the narrowing of the tent. I'm sure that they would agree on everything else. The only thing they disagree on is that.
Greg.
I just like the guy that was in the middle of that interview, the white beta male nod. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, I agree. Yes. Yes.
Look at his hands. Yes.
Sometimes people think I'm Seth Rogen, and I tell them that in order to get laid, and it doesn't work. But they're like, "Oh my God, look."
Oh yeah, you're so right.
Oh my God, this is so amazing. You're so wonderful. You guys are so smart. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta feed my cat. All right. This is a big opportunity for the Democrat Party to reinvent itself by finding its old self, by distancing itself from the DSA, saying, here's what we are and here's what we aren't. They need to regain trust from Democrats, and the Democrats you just talked about, the minorities who are like, what the hell are you doing? We tried to run away from these people, and you were embracing them, you crazy white ladies. What's your problem? Here's a list of the leftist stuff that we keep hearing about. Reparations, police defunding, open borders, ending ICE, trans in bathrooms and sports and prisons, DEI, identity politics, anti-Israel extremism, anti-Semitism. Is this what you want as your Democrat Party? You need the old Democrat mentality, a replay of Clinton 92 to rise, to define what the party is and what the party isn't. If you don't repudiate this socialism now, then the Republicans are going to love doing it in 2028, because in the national election, we will crush you. But right now, you guys have a chance to face the left. Do you pander? Do you fold? Do you fight? Harold, I'm talking to you. Your party is up against a wall. And they avoided this by burying the postmortem. But now, like a zombie, it's risen up. The postmortem is risen up. It's hungry for brains because it doesn't have any. And there's only one person here who can fight it. And his name is Harold Ford. It rhymes with our Lord. And he never gets bored. Harold Ford.
You're up. Look, it wouldn't. Thank you for that. It shouldn't surprise anyone. I don't. This young lady's views are not my views. I think as we think about our country and think about ways to make things more affordable, give people more opportunity, give people a chance to enjoy prosperity more. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. I thought the Trump accounts, the best thing the guy's done is the Trump accounts. Democrats, why aren't we out saying the bottom 50% of earners in this country should pay no federal taxes? They pay 3%. They pay 3% of all of the taxes. We should make it zero. Make it zero for people.
Not going to help, but okay.
Make it zero. And the way we make the money is 3.3%. But Greg, it is disheartening when you think that half of the workers in this country only pay 3% of the taxes because of the way wealth has been dispersed in our country. We can come back to that. Doge. Democrats, we had to be talking about a sensible thing of Doge. The president started out talking about it and just abandoned it.
No, it's over.
It had a self-ending.
Remember he said?
So it's done nothing. President Trump, just so you understand, President Trump has done more to raise our debt than any president in the history of our country. And we can say there are reasons why, but the reality is what the reality is. Democrats, this is what we should all be focused on. Now, I'm against these socialist ideas in my party. I'm against those who are espousing what I think are communist ideas because we have to reward work. You have to get the best practices in education and in healthcare and in crime fighting and figure out ways to spread that across the country. But I would ask everybody around this table, one of the things that Democrats who are going to support some of these candidates say is that, well, things are tough and I'm going to be with some of these Democrats who might be socialist because I don't like Trump. I'm not that way. I would ask everybody around this table. I hear President Trump, and I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. He eloquently spoke on July 3rd and 4th, saying that socialism and communism will never live in this country. I challenge the president today, and even around this table, stop coddling Xi and Putin. I will call out socialism and communism in my party, but you have to stop coddling them. And for those of us who say that Democrats should stop coddling socialism and communism, have to say to the president, and if you choose not to, that's fine. But at least say you're inconsistent. I'm consistent on this. Socialism has no place in my party.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not coddling anybody. I wish I was.
The president of the United States coddles Putin and Xi.
But you asked me around the table. How are we coddling Russia or Putin?
Call the president out on it. That's all I'm saying. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. Be inconsistent. I'm saying.
What are you talking about? You asked me, you're accusing me of doing something. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, with all those comments you made in the green room. Listen, coddling Xi, I don't see because we're hitting his gas station. I mean, Iran is where China is.
Venezuela, Cuba. How's that coddling Xi?
Cuba right now, there's riots in the street in Havana.
He coddles Putin. All right. He attacked Zelensky and coddled. All I'm saying is this: just be consistent. The communism and socialism deserves no place in this country.
What are we doing?
My party.
How can you describe Venezuela and Cuba, what we're doing there in Iran, as inconsistent? That's pretty damn consistent.
He coddles Putin and Xi.
Those photos you have of Putin in your wallet are not doing anything. Right?
Those were in the past.
All right, tell me we got to go. Take this
wild.
All right, guys.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.